Hi, Blake with BlvdHome, and today we're talking about the all-in-one units again. These units are becoming very popular. You have the convenience of a washer and a dryer all-in-one. There's a lady's home that lives here in our local community. She has 4 of the LG units in her home, and they're all sitting side by side next to each other because she's got a big family and she doesn't want to have to worry about going back and washing and drying, so she just throws her stuff in one and lets it go from beginning to end. They do a decent job, but today we're not going to go over our opinion and our reviews. We're actually going to go over what Consumer Reports feels is their strengths and their weaknesses on each one of the unit. So the number 1 unit that Consumer Reports thinks is the best, and they rank it a 7.1 out of 10, and that is the Samsung all-in-one unit. Now, I would love to show you the Samsung all-in-one unit and say, yes, here it is, here's what it looks like, or here's what it looks like, but unfortunately, we don't have this unit on our floor. Currently, we don't carry Samsung in our inventory. It's nothing against Samsung, but we're trying to get one so we can tear it apart and present it to you, and so you can see how it works and what makes it different than everybody else. But let's get into the particulars of it and what Consumer Reports likes and doesn't like about it. So you can see with this graph that Consumer Reports puts out, it lists all their performance. So you have washer performance, and it gives a 5 out of 5, and all their strengths. Well, let's get into their weaknesses. And this is a weakness for all the dryers that you might see. Now, this weakness is their drying ability. It's a heat pump. It's not a regular dryer. So if you're expecting it to dry like a regular dryer, it's not going to, but it does dry. And it's very efficient with the way it dries, so don't confuse the two. The washer gentleness, they give it a good rating for that, how gentle it is, and the dryer convenience, they call it fair. So those are the real weaknesses, what Consumer Reports feel is with the Samsung unit. So overall, it's a good performing dishwasher. That it's a good performing all-in-one unit. Washes great, it does that great. The bad side is the drying ability, and that's going to be the negative for each one of them. So just know when you're getting into it, it's not going to dry like your old-time dryer, but it is a great option if you have a small space or want to put it in a closet. Definitely look at the Samsung one because that's what Consumer Reports likes the best. In this graph we're going to show you, it shows you the breakdown for each one of them, where they excel and where they don't excel. In this, you can see that a lot of them are kind of equal when it comes to the washability, but you can also tell they all don't dry very well because it's a heat pump. Now, heat pumps work, they're very efficient, but they don't dry as well as your mom and dad's dryer or your old dryer. They just don't work the same. They say the Samsung's the best, the LG is the second best, and the GE is the third best. But there are common factors within all these. The common factors are if you're not cleaning your filters, you're not doing what the manufacturer recommends, yeah, we are going to have issue with it. But these, again, are Consumer Reports recommendation for these. But when the Consumer Reports is testing these, they're not basing it on having their machine in the average consumer home for years. They're basing it on what they see today. Yeah, they might run a bunch of loads through it, and yes, they are going to follow all of the manufacturer's recommendations for how to operate this product. But you and I both know, let's be honest here, nobody is going to follow all of the manufacturers recommend because we are all smarter than the manufacturer. Trust me, I've been told 1,000 times, and then we find out we're not. Everybody's results are going to vary because they're doing it all in a controlled situations, and in most households, things are out of control. And these machines, honestly, are in their infancy. When you're dealing with 2 years into a technology, things are going to change and things are going to get better because as people complain about things and people don't like certain things, the engineers are hard at work to improve these products. So I just want to emphasize, even though you do everything right, it may not be exactly as the graph is. That's just what Consumer Reports is saying they received during their testing. They're all good units. They all have their pluses and minuses. The biggest thing that I would probably take from this, one of the things they kind of put low in the category, is user convenience, because these things can be a little complicated because there's lots of buttons, lots of different options, lots of different things that you could select. And if you're not tech savvy or you struggle with technology and you struggle with all the features and you don't want to figure out what all this is, it may be a struggle for you. So you may want to get a machine that has in-user ability with the machine that's not quite so in-depth, because it can be confusing. But these are great picks. Consumer Reports definitely likes the Samsung unit the best, and the LG unit second, and the GE one third. Now, I'm going to go into my personal opinion as far as the machines that we've worked on, the GEs and the LGs. I kind of lean a little bit more toward the GEs for a couple reasons, because it's a little bit more accessibility for a technician to be able to get into them to work on the GE units here than the LG units. But the LG units are definitely more compact and more a standard size for a regular front load washing machine. That is more aesthetically pleasing because it's not so big than the GEs are. But as far as serviceability, I definitely like the GE ones a little bit better. So you yourself should go look at these machines. You should touch these machines. You should feel these machines and make sure that they're going to work properly for your lifestyle. Well, I hope this has at least been informative, and at least you can get what Consumer Reports feels is the best unit. If you have any questions or any comments, or if you just want to say, you really didn't tell me much, I'm up for that too. But anyhow, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again real soon.